Baby monitors horror stories.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it's gonna be a little scary. Yeah. This is all made by Mr. Nightmare.
So yeah, we're in a closet and we're listening to scary stories. Turn it down a little. No, I need to communicate.
Okay.
What you're about to hear is the scariest thing I'd ever experienced. My sister and her husband were going away to Hawaii for a week. So since I'm the second oldest, she asked me to watch my 2-year-old nephew Sean for the duration. 2 was a tricky age for me because Sean was still in diapers at the time, and changing diapers was the last thing I'd ever want to be doing. Still, family is family, and I had to return a favor to them anyway. I was sleeping in the guest bedroom upstairs for the duration, and by the 3rd day I had everything down to a rhythm. Wake up, feed him, do my work in the living room while supervising him as he played, feeding him again, then putting him to bed. My sister has a high-tech baby monitor that connects to a touchscreen tablet.
This was your
Records
idea.
sound and video from above Sean's crib and feeds it to the tablet. I would keep that by my side while he slept, no matter where I was. The living room, the bedroom, anywhere. Midday most of the time he'd get sleepy and I'd bring him to his crib to take a nap. By like the
It's not scary for you because you just sit there.
So I was in the backyard sitting at my sister's
outdoor
bar on my laptop.
You just look at the right
I
screen
had
and
the
close
baby
my eyes.
monitor placed on the bar, so I was able to easily hear Sean start to laugh at something. I checked the tablet, and I saw him standing in his crib, so I guessed it was time to take him out. I went up to his room and grabbed him to bring him outside in the yard with me, where he drove around in his little electric toy car. For basically the rest of the day, I just watched Sean play with his toys while I would either be doing work on my laptop or just watching something on TV. Shortly after dinner time, I changed him one last time and put him into his crib.
Now it might sound unrealistic that a 2-year-old's doing all this stuff, but I have a 2-year-old nephew and it's actually
So
pretty
I went
realistic.
upstairs to the guest bedroom to put an end to the night. Laying in bed in the dark, the room suddenly lit up from the tablet on the bedside table. I heard Sean laughing again. The tablet would light up if any significant amount of motion or sound was detected.
One thing is,
I was comfortable in my position. I didn't really want to move. But when the screen suddenly went dark, yet I could still hear Sean's laughs,
oh god!
I was confused. I picked up the tablet, and all I saw was black.
I'm closing my eyes, so this is a lot more scary. It's gonna turn it down a little bit.
No,
I heard
Why,
Sean
he's
say,
terrified?
"Yeah," as he continued laughing.
not terrified, but
Something wasn't right. I
I'm gonna do this
down
alone.
and began walking to Sean's room,
Which one?
calling his name as I was on my way.
alright, I'll leave them.
Okay.
I got to his room. He was
Listen,
standing
no, leave your brightness down and let me watch it. So that way you can hear my reactions at least. Okay. Goodbye, guys.
for something atop the crib.
I'm probably gonna cry. But this is just for
I'll be outside here, so it'll be helpful.
He said, "Camera?" He replied, "Yeah." I picked him up to give him a little lift to see what he was trying to do with the camera. And as I lifted him, he used his little thumb to cover the camera lens.
Brandon, you careful.
My heart sank as I put the pieces together.
Go ahead.
The reason the tablet went dark was because it was being covered by someone. But I knew it wasn't Sean based on the fact that he couldn't reach it. "Sean, is someone in here?" I asked him. And in response, he pointed to the closet. I picked him up and ran outside to the neighbor's house, pounding on the door, screaming for help. An elderly woman answered, and she let me call the police with her phone.
The brightness keeps turning back on. The screen
Seemed a lot more
I want to do something.
What?
Police showed
I
up.
wanna make
Said
sure
when they checked the upstairs closet,
still
it was open,
It is.
but no one was inside. The
Oh
back
heck
window was
no.
open alone,
I was
says
moving my
everything.
mouse and I didn't realize it
Someone
wasn't
was in
connected to
Sean's
your
closet
mouse.
that night.
So I'm gonna make sure I
They
didn't
must have
stop
made an
recording
escape
on
when I
it.
took Sean and ran. The officers told me to stay at someone else's place for the night, and the elderly woman next door allowed us to sleep there. The next few nights after that, I watched Sean at my apartment. My sister and her husband cut the trip short, of course, after hearing the news.
There's a story too.
So what happened?
Nothing. I'll tell you after this video. You check it every 30 seconds. It's not scary.
Second story floor. My parents lived on the first floor. was watching a scary movie about aliens. The aliens took over the world and were controlling people with their minds. I was unable to sleep in the room that I shared with my sister that night, so instead I slept on the first-story floor with my parents. At that time, my parents were using a baby monitor to make sure I didn't need any help in the middle of the night to take care of my diabetes. Late that night, as my parents and I fell asleep, I heard my mother's voice over the baby monitor. She said, "Amanda, honey, come give me a kiss. I'm going to work."
Oh heck no! Oh heck no!
Outside to see it was pitch black.
No!
That's weird. I go to myself.
This is scary.
Is it too late for my mom to be going to work? I rub the sleep out of my eyes as I make my way
I'm scared.
upstairs.
Okay, guys, if I die,
The door to
you
my
got
sister's
some
room
footage.
cracks open.
Hopefully, it goes goes viral and Sam
My
gets it.
sister is sound asleep on her bed, and the curtain just drifts open. I look around for my mom, but still can't find her.
Oh God.
I make my way fast down the stairs
Your mom's
and back
dead.
into my parents' room, where my mom sat up and went, "What are you doing up?" I said, "Didn't you just ask me to come upstairs to give you a kiss goodbye?" She looks at me funny. "No, why would I say that?"
Oh my God! Oh
I
God!
looked at the baby monitor and said, "You didn't hear that?" She looked at me funny and says, "Go back to sleep."
No way!
I lay on the floor shaking. thinking
I would call a
about
SWAT team over. I'm gonna scream. Is it over?
In my teens and early 20s, I would babysit as my side hustle. I was always really good with toddlers and babies, and usually the parents of the really young ones would pay me.
I hear
There was
sounds.
this one pair of kids named Lucas and Adriana.
This better not go on
Lucas was
YouTube.
2 and Adriana was 7. Though Adriana doesn't have much to do with this story, I'll just say that right now. Lucas didn't really speak much, though I was told he had only just turned 2 a few weeks ago at the time. After a long and stressful day of watching the kids,
Yeah.
I went to sleep. I would be spending the night at this couple's house watching their kids while they were out in some beach town with friends or something.
Lucky them.
When the kids finally went to sleep, I had some peace and quiet and time to unwind, as watching the 2 of them was a lot. I lay in the living room watching a movie. The couple actually still had a baby monitor for Lucas's room, and they asked me to keep that in earshot while I
Heck
went to
no.
sleep.
After
I
hearing
left
these
it on the
stories.
coffee table in the living room. Eventually, I ended up on a FaceTime call with my friend, and that ate away so much time that by the end of it, it was past 12. I went to sleep after that. Actually, I fell asleep pretty easily. The next thing I remember was the dream. The freaky, disturbing, messed up dream.
Oh God.
Everyone knows dreams can be weird and grainy, so I can't describe verbatim what happened in this dream.
Oh God.
But the best I can remember, I somehow had lost the baby monitor and Lucas was missing. After searching through
I'm
this
scared.
weird dream version of the couple's house, I found the baby monitor under the bed, and on the screen was Lucas's dead body.
Oh
Upon
God.
seeing that, a deep voice kept saying, "This was your fault."
Heck
I must have
no.
heard it like 3 times.
I
before
swear if I hear a
suddenly
guy
woke up.
say, "This is your fault," I'm gonna
After
like.
realizing it was just a dream, I remembered the baby monitor. I left it on the coffee table downstairs. But before going down to get it, I figured I'd check Lucas's room first, since it was closed.
Heck no. No,
I
I.
saw he was fast asleep. After that, I went downstairs to get the device, and went back up to the room I was staying in. I went back to sleep, but once again, I woke up sometime later. But this time, I woke up to the little monitor device beeping and the red light flashing. I picked it up.
I don't wanna
On the
die.
screen was Lucas standing up looking directly into the camera.
Heck no! Oh God!
Smiling or
That's
laughing,
not even
just
right.
looking dead set into the camera, his eyes glowing in the night vision.
I'm never getting near a baby again.
It freaked me out. It was a cause for concern, so I rushed over to his room. But when I got to his room, he was fast asleep, laying on his back.
Heck no.
I said his name a few times and lightly
Oh
shook
my
him,
God.
but he didn't wake up. I looked
He's
around
dead.
the room, scared, feeling like there was another presence in there with us.
Oh God.
I checked the closet and looked under the crib. No one. I went back to the other bedroom and looked at the monitor again.
This isn't too
It
bad.
showed Lucas laying flat in his crib. I turned it off for the night, but I didn't sleep as easily after that. To this day, I still don't understand that dream I had, or if it was some kind of warning. and I don't know what exactly I was seeing on that baby monitor screen.
I don't even want to get
I
up.
don't know what to believe was actually real.
There's a video too. Oh, what's it? Shut up. Don't even. Okay. Okay, guys. What's it say at the beginning? What happens? What's it say at the beginning? Okay. It was just the copyright stuff. I thought it was like, warning, you watch this, you're gonna be messed up forever. So this is very true, scary stories to keep you up at night. And this was made on June 12th, 2020. Okay then, I just started the video. Guys, if you can see this. Turns out I'm not recording.
My friend Keith has an uncle with dementia. Long story short, his uncle usually lives with his grandma. But she was in Florida with some church group for the week, and Keith was going on a business trip. So while he was gone, he hired me to house sit. This included watching after and taking care of his uncle. I'll call him Uncle Nick.
Nope.
Keith would only be gone for 2 days. On the first day of my house sitting, I mostly just hung out in the backyard reading and tanning, or in the living room watching TV. I cooked twice. Each time I made extra food for Uncle Nick, but I never saw him come out of his room upstairs. I went up to knock on his door lightly and tell him I made food. I heard a grunting noise on the other side of the door.
Wow.
I assumed that was his way of acknowledging me. I never actually met his uncle. Oddly enough, we weren't introduced when Keith hired me for this little job.
Because he's evil.
Uncle Nick was fully aware of my being there. At least that's what Keith said. He never left his room to eat while I was in the living room. So I went up to Keith's spare room for the night. I left the door cracked open so I could listen. And I eventually heard a door down the hall opening and unsettling
Heck no!
heavy footsteps.
I would grab the shotgun.
Down the stairs.
Grab the
Seconds
shotgun.
later, I heard the same footsteps rush back up the stairs and back to the room.
I don't like the sound effects.
It was honestly a little unnerving. Hard to explain, just the intensity of his footsteps. Like he was avoiding me or something.
I like pain.
The next day was pretty similar to the first. I made 2 meals and left the food on the counter for Uncle Nick both times. When I was laying in the backyard again, I came back in to see the plate was empty. So I guess he was really avoiding me.
Oh, heck
I
no.
went back out to tan some more. And when I thought about it, I looked up to the bedroom Nick was staying at. And there he was, looking at me through the window. When he noticed me, he ducked down. I felt so uncomfortable that I folded up the blanket and went back inside and up to the spare bedroom. It was okay. One more night of this and I'd be home. I made dinner that night and left him another plate. As I walked up to the spare bedroom, I noticed his bedroom door was open now. First time I'd seen that. Maybe he was becoming less shy.
Less shot.
I
That's not
brush
good.
my teeth and go to my room for the rest of the night to give him his space. I was having a rough time sleeping though. I just wasn't tired at all. While laying there in the dark, I heard a short creaking sound coming from inside the room, even over the noise of the fan next to me. I sat up and looked around, still able to slightly see in the dark room. I didn't see anything. More specifically, I didn't see Uncle Nick. I was getting paranoid, honestly. Why was I becoming so creeped out by him? I lay back down on my side, facing the wall next to the bed. I ignored the little sounds I thought I was hearing in my head for the most part. But when I heard a very faint groan, I sat up and turned off the fan to listen. I heard breathing. I turned to the far right side of the room by the desk.
I've never had a bus.
Sitting on the desk chair turned to me.
Oh,
I
God.
screamed in fear, and he came up to me going, shh, and touched my mouth with his hand. In a moment, I thought he was trying to suffocate me, so I pushed him off of me and ran to the nearest bathroom to lock the door. I listened as I heard his manic footsteps rush back to his room and slam the door. My heart was pounding inside my chest. I called Keith and told him about it. He sounded like he wasn't even that shocked. That's the scary thing. He told me it's best I sleep in the bathroom with the door locked. And when he said that, it said to me that his Uncle Nick is potentially dangerous, which scares me even more.
Jake, no, I'm
I
leaving.
slept maybe 3 hours max that night on the bathroom floor. And in the morning, I quickly
Okay, guys, I'm leaving. I'm never going to bed again.